So what are we doing teams, guys? What color?
Give me a second. I have to think about
Oh,
it
okay.
because the
Okay.
skill levels are widely different right now. Fassel, Salmon, and Dobo. Me, Logan, and Sharky.
Oh, team 2. Copy.
I don't know. I think Dobo should be on your side.
What?
I think Dobo should be on your side.
That's fine.
Yep, switching channels. What's up? You ready to do this, bro?
Yep.
What were the colors? It was teal, gray, purple?
Yep.
Okay. Who's our third?
Sharky needs to be moved over here.
Yeah. How would we line this up?
Did you? I mean, Dobo was just being the same one-trick pony. So predictable.
Condom. He was gonna do a scout rush. I said, "You're Japanese." No. I also told him it's easier to counter scout rush than it is pike rush.
Yeah, it still seems a little rogue to me, and pretty predictable.
He was, you know.
Team sets.
What's that?
Set your team.
Okay, so we got Sharky. Sweet. I think Sharky should go teal.
Okay.
Do you want me in mid or on the side, Fassel?
You can go mid.
You'll have more area to cover though on the side. Because you need to close off orange area too. Which actually kind of works because lets you boom a little bit more, that more space. Okay, so I'm across Logan, Dobo's across from you, Sharky. Okay.
Great. Portuguese. Berbers. Burmese.
But I don't see any of this.
Yeah, I don't see any loading screen. Now
Yeah,
I
so
do.
Hodam is Vietnamese, Logan is Burmese, Dobo's
Britons.
Berbers.
Huh.
Khmer! I was just thinking, what would happen if I get Khmer? I got them strong farms, bro. Shark is Britons.
ត្រៀមរួចរាល់ត្រឹមត្រូវអ្នកសាងសង់ពាក្យបញ្ជាអ្នកសាងសង់អ្នកសាងសង់អ្នកសាងសង់ចាអ្នកសាងសង់អ្នកសាងសង់អ្នកសាងសង់ត្រៀមរួចរាល់
So they have Berbers, so that means they can get the Janitor guys. Just keep that in mind.
What's good to counter those?
They're skirmishers. They're just mounted skirmishers.
ពាក្យបញ្ជាអ្នកសាងសង់អ្នកសាងសង់
I'm working on my scout.
អ្នកសាងសង់
Same. Queued up my scouts.
អេសួស្ដីអ្នកសាងសង់
Okay, first scouts away.
Same.
Building mine
ត្រៀម
stable.
រួចរាល់អូខេអ្នកសាងសង់អ្នកសាងសង់អ្នកសាងសង់អ្នកសាងសង់ចាអ្នកសាងសង់
Second scouts away.
Same.
Scouts queued up.
Third scouts away.
Bát, về lúc nâng đợt.
អេសួស្ដី
Địa bản dế, bát tin.
Scouts away.
Vô mục. Nó bó nâng đợt.
First scouts
Tri mà
away.
vút xóm dồn.
I'm going to set up my second TC over there.
Địa bản dế, bát tin. Địa bản dế,
nhạc sẵn sàng.
ពាក្យបញ្ជា
I think Dobo's gonna come for Sharky
ចា
nó bó rán nhá.
because he's
Sure,
right
sure.
across him.
Fairly good
Bát,
chance of
xóm
that,
nâng
yeah.
đợt.
Second scout away.
Nó bó rán nhá.
So Sharky, don't get caught
Bát,
by
tri mà
Dobo
lúc, tri mà vút.
attacking you.
ចាអូខេត្រឹមចាអូខេធ្វើវា
Địa bản dế, xóm nâng đợt.
ពាក្យបញ្ជាកាប់អស់អូខេត្រឹមត្រូវ
Bát, bát tin. Tri mà vút. Nó bó rán nhá. Địa bản
Về
dế,
lúc.
xóm nâng đợt.
Jesus B nhạc sẵn sàng.
Bát, tri mà vút. Địa bản dế. Bát tin. Xóm dồn, nó bó rán nhá. Bát tin.
ចាអ្នកសា
Check.
ងសង់
Moving to build
Về
that
lúc
second
xóm
TC
dồn,
right
nó
now.
bó rán nhá. Xóm nâng đợt. Địa bản dế, xóm dồn. Bát, xóm nâng đợt.
ត្រៀមរួចរាល់អ្នកសាងសង់
Really, Dobo? You're just gonna lose your scout.
Địa bản
Yeah, he
dế,
just
có
did that
mục.
to me. Try that. Oh, he's just rushed.
He's probably gonna try to scout rush you fully.
Yeah, he's trying.
Nó
Like
bó
he's
rán nhá. Xóm
giving you
dồn.
piecemeal.
Địa
Got how
bản
it
dế,
is.
xóm
Xóm
dồn. Bát, xóm nâng đợt. Nó bó rán nhá. Bát xóm dồn. Xóm nâng đợt. Bát tin. Tri mà vút. Bát, xóm mục. Địa bản dế.
ពាក្យបញ្ជាចាត្រឹមត្រូវ
Vassal walkout.
Nó bó rán nhá.
I was being attacked right at
Địa
the.
bản tri mà vút. Xóm nâng bát tin. Nó bó rán nhá. Xóm nâng đợt. Lúc. Bát, tri mà vút. Bó rán nhá.
Trim rouge roll. Ba. Plim plim. Nhạc
Địa
sẵn
bản
sàng.
xóm bát tin. Nó bó rán nhá. Địa bản dế. Bát, xóm nâng đợt.
Trim rouge roll. Niak sang song. Piet panji. Niak sang song. Ba. Jesus day. Niak sang song. Ba. Niak sang song. Niak sang song. Niak sang song.
Piet panji. Terima vút.
I like how Logan tries to do it. He gets a bit later.
Piet panji. Batin. Chom được. Ba. Vô múc. Batin.
Okay, Logan has his second TC up right here. Sharky, you lost all your scouts there, by the way.
Trimរួចរាល់អ្នកសាងសង់ចា
No Borania.
Watch out for that.
Piet panji. Chom được. Batin. Chom được. Batin. Chom được. Terima vút. No Borania. Chom batin. Chom được. Ba.
Jesus.
No Borania.
Get back out. Vassal.
Niak sang song.
Piet panji. Batin.
Ba. Piet panji. Niak sang song.
Ba. Về lúc chom được. Piet panji. No Borania.
Trim rouge roll. Niak sang song.
ចាអ្នកសាងសង់
Idiotic.
អ្នកសាងសង់
Dobo has a bunch of scouts over here.
Copy.
Sharky, how's it going on your end?
Yeah, fighting off a Adobo. It's we just sending scouts and
Okay.
held it.
Jesus.
Try to get a couple more whatchamacallit farms.
Ba. Niak sang song.
Logan scouting.
Piet panji.
Watch out for this.
Niak sang song.
Ba. Batin. Chom được. Chom được. No Borania. Chom được. Piet panji. Chom được. No Borania. Chom được. Ba. Chom được. Terima vút.
I'm having so much fun playing Portuguese.
I don't particularly like really playing against Portuguese.
Piet Batin. No Borania. Ba. Chom được. Piet panji. Chom được. Ba. Batin.
បញ្ជា
Okay, if you guys would really just want to fucking chop trees from this side, just fucking
ខ្ញុំធ្វើវា
idiotic.
អ្នកសាងសង់ត្រៀមរួចរាល់អ្នកសាងសង់
Fast, I'm gonna need to have you expand this way too.
Copy.
Piet panji. No Borania. Chom được. Về lúc.
They have genitors and halbs over here.
Piet panji. Batin. Chom được. No Borania. Batin.
Income the house.
3អាវុធពេលខ្ញុំជន់
Out they go.
របបរាញាខ្ញុំនឹងទៅ
He got some forward villagers here. Fossil.
Roger.
Yeah, I can send my
ចា
pack in it.
បាទអ្នក
Trying to drop a siege workshop.
Yeah, I see that. Scouts go.
Yeah, flank.
Okay. Gonna get some helps going too.
Cool, cool. I'll go on raid Logan.
បញ្ជាចាសួស្ដីអ្នកសាងសង់
Incoming ram again.
See it.
They're backing off.
Yep.
I'm gonna see if I can pick off these skirmishers heading your way. Dobo. Or Dobo skirmishers, my bad. That's what I meant to say. Sorry, Sharky.
Yeah. Yeah.
ពាក្យបញ្ជាចាខ្ញុំនឹងធ្វើវាអ្នកសាងសង់ត្រៀមរួចរាល់អ្នកសាងសង់
Sending a villager ability C over here. Fassel, can you protect them for me?
Yep.
Thank you, thank you.
ពាក្យបញ្ជីអ្នកសាងសង់
Oh, watch out now. Look at this shit.
ពាក្យបញ្ជាចាអូខេត្រឹមត្រូវ
I'm just for a minute.
ចាអូខេខ្ញុំនឹងធ្វើវាអ្នកសាងសង់
How are these two scouts still alive? I'm sending another scouting wave in.
ចាអ្នកកាប់អោប
បាទអ្នកសាងសង់
Well, TC's going up.
Yeah. Build it on the sly.
What's that?
Build it on the sly. Yep.
I
that's
did.
The only way to do it.
I did. I see a absolute shit ton of barracks from Logan.
That's as usual. Bullshit builds.
Sounds like they're cutting. They're cutting to the stone.
Alright. Let's
I'm gonna go check.
scout that. Yep. You know what? Let me fuck with Dobo a little bit.
Already started. Yep. Okay, so they're definitely cutting. Onager is down.
Flanking his ass.
It seems all of their stuff is up front, man. I'm not scouting anything behind that, man. And all the Genitors are Genitor and Skirms are right here. So let's go in with the skirmishers. I have a few horsemen on reserve here, so we can get whatever pops out of that frickin' barracks.
I have siege. I
บ้าน
have
รวมตรีมา
a
ยกหนึ่งดอก
Oh, all the halberdiers are retreating. All the halberdiers are retreating in from the front line. Now they're coming forward. Now they're coming forward.
เกียบบัตรโยมเวลุตรีมาบุตรโนบอมรัญญา
Get with swarms.
It took about that long to find the one scout. Oh, that's funny.
Bad. Veluk Yomjol.
Yeah, so a big wall off.
เปียกปันจีตริมจมหนึ่งตัวเนียกสังสองเอ้ยสุดเนียกสังสอง
Yeah, so they're getting stoned now.
Okay.
Logan's got halberdiers just chilling in his base. Their rams are gone.
Attack the Victoria. Dobo's Victoria.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna queue up a big key of cav archers so I can raid Logan like really hard. Cause I'm just literally just messing with this house wall back here right now.
โนบอมรัญญาหนึ่งดอก
Sharky, can you build some siege rams? I don't have a siege workshop up.
I have a capped ram, so I have an actual
เนีย
shop.
กสังสองเนียก
Also building
I mean, whatever rams, you know. Vassal, you're being chased by Khorum. Yep, they dropped the castle. I see that, but that's no big worry. That castle can't do much where it's location wise.
เกียบโจมบัตตินโจมมุกโจมเวลุบ้านเกียบตรีมาบุตรโจมหนึ่งดอกบัตติน
I'm gonna go harass Dobo's.
Okay, what do you want me to do with the ram?
Vassal,
Well, I think
you broke through here.
Okay, cool, cool.
Say again about the ram.
Can you build some?
โจมหนึ่งดอก
Yeah, I have.
Oh, okay. Okay. Put these guys in the back.
บ้าบาคิวบาคิงโรบอทรานยะเดียโรบอทรานยะชมหนึ่งโคมุกชม
Sending forward my own rams. Double's building a TC in here now.
บ้าโรบอทเดียบ้าชมหนาอุ่น
We broke through. Salman,
Where?
come in
เดียอันเดลุก
in this area.
Okay, okay.
Greenwood Road ញាក់សាំសុងញាក់សាំសុង
អ្នកសាងសង់
ពាក្យបាញាក់សាំសុង Greenwood Road ញាក់សាំសុង
Breaking through. Rams to forward.
โรบอทรานยะโคมุก
Sending rams forward. Sending a strike package deep to Logan.
Battling Prima Rook, here, Velu. Robot Rania. Here, Prima Rook, Robot Rania, here, Battling Rania.
And forward build.
Okay. Breaking into Logan's base.
Getting Dobo's Vittoria.
Velu, Robot Rania, here, Velu,
I'm trying to work on Logan's Vittorio. Building castle on the front line.
អ្នកសាងសង់
Sending
Going after the Vittoria again.
Okay. Incoming encouraging from Dobo.
บาทเนี่ยสั่งสอน
So predictable, dude. Always through the corner, trying to like.
Got my cav archers with you this time for Dobo's Vittorio.
เกียรติเนี่ยจู่โจม
บาทบาติง
អេសួស្ដីអ្នកសាងសង់
โนบอบรานยะ
You're being flanked.
Where?
เนี่ยสั่งสอน
Vittoria.
Trim Rouge Roll เนี่ยขับออก
Take out his town center.
Can you target the light cav? Thank you.
I think that's his primary food source. Left. Oh, do we need to take this shit out?
Yep. There's still holes in the house wall, I think. Oh no, they're not. But right here, Fassel. The house is on fire. I'll come back and deal with the halberdiers for you.
Okay, through.
ตรีมาวุธบาท
Nice.
โจมหนึ่งดอกโคกมุกเกียรติ
Send in my rams forward, Sharky.
โนบอบรานยะ
Keep the pressure up. Hit the TC. Hit the TC, Fassel. Because he's gonna just garrison him, and then they'll range your units with the TC. You can only sit in the corner. It's kind of annoying.
អ្នកសាងសង់
Incoming with Putham's units too.
Garage.
Incoming skirmishers.
Taking down,
โลกมุก
his
ตรีมา
castle.
วุธหนึ่งดอก
Okay.
โนบอบรานยะบาติง
Incoming tribs on the front line.
บาทเต Trim Trim. Ba.
Incoming pikes and hussar. If Logan's Pretoria is down. Pretty sure that's a game, isn't it?
Here punch.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll switch channels and check. So with Logan and Dobo losing to Pretoria, isn't that game?
Yep, that's game.
Right, that's
So
what I thought.
there's 3 of us, right?
Yeah.
They're not gonna go through blue.
Yeah, that's game, guys.
Alright, GG.
You can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
GG.
GG, guys.
So if I just remotely tease a little bit, there's going to be a complete collapse from Salman included. So the issue is that question is, if I have Dobo and especially Dobo on my side, do I hurt Salman? So basically his town center is gone. So he's on like singles town center. You know? That's my point. So if I don't really do that, then what are we talking about? So
Yeah,
that's why I wanted
well,
that's why I wanted Sharky.
I want to hear between Dobo and the.
That's why I wanted Sharky. So the issue is that I think there's things that people are just generally doing not correct. So
Here punch.
everyone's trying to get to that stone resource at some point, like fairly early, and the problem is that there's just not adequate defense to hold it. And that's why I've always said that don't ever look at what I do, because that's not really what you guys generally should be doing. There's got to be adequate defense to be able to not only hold that, but then to protect if you get backdoored. And that's kind of like generally an issue. So I'm just giving everybody a forewarn on that if I see that, you know, people are aggressively, I don't even want to say aggressive, but people are just kind of building. I don't know if it's like the second town center or if it's the third. But in either case, that town center, if it's not necessarily protected, is a wipe. Like, you basically not only lose that, you lose that whole area, actually. So obviously there's that to consider. I think that, you know, I think generally the issue is still that Logan lets Dobo do what he needs to, and it's not even a Dobo thing. It's just anybody, person X or person Y. And the problem is that Logan, you're too passive. So when you're scouting, you're not necessarily calling out like particular units in a plan of attack, like what you want to do with that area. You're just kind of like saying, okay, I believe I've done a house wall or something like that, and I think I'm reasonably safe. But then you don't really have a plan. Like when you go in there with the forces you had, which by the way, you actually had an advantage early, where that area was flooded, but there was no forward building, number one. And number two, you had no plan of taking buildings out when you had the numbers advantage with Dobo supporting you, which you had a clear advantage. And I just kind of came in a little bit from the side, and Salman couldn't really do much. But you didn't have any siege, nor did you have any, like even one ram, and nor did you have like any forward villagers building. So because you didn't do that, then you were just kind of like on your back foot the whole time. And then the Dobo was kind of doing his thing, and I'm just saying Dobo because he happened to be there, but it could be like person X, person Y, person Z. So they weren't really actively supporting you for the most part. They kind of like had their own little thing going on, trying to get the stone, but it wasn't really helping you or your cause. And so what I would offer to you is that there's a difference between like being actively engaged versus passively thinking that people are going to know what to do. For example, knowing that you were playing with Dobo, I would have made cavalry. You didn't make enough cavalry. By the time you realized about cavalry, it was late. But that was a. But I want you to think about it this way: you got an early advantage that you never took advantage of, which puts you back. And then the very things you used early to scout to see what they had that got you the early advantage is the very thing you didn't do next. And then when you did scout and you said and you called out, man, they got a lot of skirms, and you knew that you had Dobo, you needed to whoever, whether it's Dobo, it's Shoaib, it's Munsif, I don't know who it is. There needs to be a call out of like, I need this unit, I need these units to counter that, and I need them present here. Not like, oh, we're gonna need Cav. Just saying we're gonna need Cav kind of leaves it to anybody to be like, okay, I guess it's not a necessity, it's a want. And then you're hoping, quote unquote, hoping that somebody will do it, as opposed to you needed a better mix of your army comp, which mostly was heavy on pikes, less on skirms, and none on cavalry, which has been your Achilles heel anyway. Just letting you know, like because you don't generally do that, it really hurts you, and so you get either outmaneuvered or like, or because you just have pikes and you can't do anything, then you feel like you can't really move forward, so then you have to bring your pikes back, and then there's nothing you can do, and then you're sitting around, and then it's kind of like then you kind of go off doing on tangents, doing your own thing, and the problem is that the army is still building up. So regardless of who a person X and Y is on your team, it's not even about a general being a general. It's just about individually how you need to play the game from your perspective. Like, you would not be just like saying, oh, I'm going to commit to one unit type. Oh, my pikes are amazing, so I'm just going to heavily go pikes. But except the guy's got skirmishers and your pikes are useless. So you need to be able to have like a balanced combination as you're building, so that you have a good opportunity. Now, there's cases to actually do to some extent what you're doing, but then you're kind of trying to catch the guy off guard. Like maybe you have more numbers, or maybe they don't have as many skirmishers, or there's not as much support around. Like you're there, and you have more numbers, and so like you can't really do anything about that. So that's kind of important. I don't really care about like the fact that they came and hit the economy or whatever. That's the economy hits and all that other stuff is just a side effect or a domino effect of the fact that you bungled the first advantage that you got. Everything else was kind of like a domino effect. So you did the first part right, and then you failed to follow it with something tangible that put you back, and then it was just like everything just kind of fell back after that. Like basically you were on your back foot the whole time after that. So what I would say, my suggestion to you, regardless of Dobo or Shoaib or Salman or whoever's on your team, you have to have, especially in these game types, you must have some kind of a balanced approach to how you want to, go at it. Now, that can potentially mean that if you go technically more balanced, it could kill you on your economy, because obviously, scouts or cavalry requires food and what have you. So that is something you have to be mindful of, because now if you go with the balanced approach, so I'm actually giving not just you but everybody else. There's a pro and con approach, right? Like basically what happens is that if you lose your units without hurting them significantly, you lose overall. Like you're gonna lose, and everything else builds on top of that. So that's why if you have the sense of making like that early army, if it's a bit more balanced army, you're trying to give that army a chance to live, so that it can do damage, and at the same time you can forward build and do the other things you need to do. If you go a singular type or whatever, you are heavily reliant on other people to help support you. And if you're not communicating, then it's even more devastating, right? Because there was like a bunch of army Dobo had on the side just sitting around that you could have asked for a long time ago. You never did. I think at some point I just like clicked once or twice there. Nobody really. It was just like whatever. But my point is that those are the. So I'm not really concerned about the fact that your economy gets hit or something like that. I'm more concerned that you didn't have a balanced army composition, and the second thing is that even when you did have an advantage, you never really knew how to fully take advantage of the position you had. Because actually, you were in such a sweet position, you literally could have taken both town centers out. Like really, honestly, like you were in that great position. It's just you never realized it, you never saw it, and you never really built. Like, 75 gold is easy. It's like a ram. One ram was not a big deal, especially because you took out the army that was protecting it. Like their standing army was kind of like rallying in the back. They had no army at that point. So you actually had free reign, but then you didn't really use it to your advantage. And the other thing I would say is that because you had Dobo go like the Genoese, he went the
Janitars.
Janitars. He needed to go further down, not only scout for you, but take out any straggler, pikemen, and other units. And he could easily have done that. But he couldn't do it because you didn't tell him, because I don't know if you were too frazzled or you were just like, oh my god, like, I guess I can't do anything about it. So to me, those are very key things for you to look at so that it helps your game. And this is where I would say is that I wouldn't really be assuming people bring things. That doesn't mean that you don't have teammates. It just means that when you're initiating or starting a campaign that you want to see successful, it's kind of on you to make sure that you're protecting your units and you're moving forward so that your villagers have the best chance of making it, like your forward villagers, right? Like they have the best chance of making the push. If you're not even thinking that, then obviously at some point you won't be able to keep up. So those are things to kind of think about. Dobo, from your side, I would simply just say is work with your teammates. I know you were kind of doing your thing, but the interesting thing is that if there's like a bunch of people like different colors, like in the middle, for example, or they're collaborating somewhere, then you need to like be probably more communicative with the team about, hey, this is what's going on. I'm here trying to help here, but then this is what's I'm getting hit here. My point is like the more you're talking with your teammates, the more you can help your teammates, right? And not just kind of like do your thing. Because it's not necessarily that useful if you get a castle. Like, how useful is that castle sitting in no man's land when the battle is like, like a lane away where Logan can't really hold that. So, and because Logan wasn't able to hold that, that's why you saw them coming deep into attack your base and all this other stuff, is because of that. So it's kind of just an interesting.
If we could play same teams again, because I feel like there were things that I just clearly know that I did wrong that were like, all right, well, don't do that again. Like, and everything you're saying is the things I'm like, well, yeah, maybe don't be a jackass and go auditor through the trees this time. Like,
I don't really mean that as much as simply say is that in a numbers game, in a team game, it's more about saying, okay, I want to be effective. I have got great units, and you did produce good units. It's a matter of just working with your teammates so that, for example, you're helping them with what their objectives are, what they're trying to accomplish, right?
yeah,
So
like
that's
at the beginning,
that's
like
really
we're
what it
good
is.
at it. I think, but like at the beginning, we were good at it. Like, all right, you need to make the janitors. All right, I got the janitors. And it kind of just like fell apart in the middle, where we stopped like saying like, "What do you need? What do you need?" And I'm just like, I'm just gonna fucking take this auditor and go get stone. I want a castle. Like where we were doing
Right.
good at the beginning, and then it just kind of fell apart. We stopped talking, and it just fell from there. I didn't even
Right.
know my whatever. I still with the D Falfala or whatever. I didn't even know that, but Fatoria. I didn't even know that got destroyed. I was like, wait, we lost because of that. I didn't even know if I went down. Because it was at that point I'm just like, oh well, now I'm building castles. Now I'm building a town center over here. And it's like I forget that like, oh, you kind of need to keep this building up to survive. So no, I completely get what you're saying, and yeah, that was just a. I did feel like we did good at the beginning, then it was just came into a miscommunication, or not even miscommunication, but a lack thereof, where we just kind of started like not talking, doing our thing.
Yeah, and I wouldn't really expect that much of a me. That's not necessarily quite on you though. That's certainly on Logan though, and I think that just Logan, you have to be more vocal. And by the way,
I
it
want to
doesn't
hear.
mean that you have to be general. It's
I
not
want to
about
hear.
being a
I want
general
to hear
either.
what Logan has to say.
I mean, I agree with a lot of it. I did forward build. Yeah, the siege workshop was a little late, but partly because I expected an army there and there was no army. So I was like, oh, I guess I can pop down a siege workshop and then get the siege going. So I guess that's kind of delayed. But at the same time, that's kind of, yeah, lack of scouting. Need to work on that. And yeah, we had a really good push. And I don't know if maybe like I maybe I was wrong, but I thought I said I wanted like we have to build together, and John was a little to the left, and he was building troops though. I mean, and Genitors aren't slow, so it's not like they're going to take forever to get over to me. But we were forward building, and then it just kind of sputtered, and then they started doing their hit and runs, and we had to go back to our bases, and I mean, it was just a constant like they pushed slow in the middle, and we had to go back. I don't know, like I yeah.
Yeah,
So
you
one
didn't.
thing I want to say is that when I'm
I was doing a
when
lot, by the way. I mean, if you look at my
yeah
APN, it was ridiculous, and my score was
yeah, but
high. So it's
Logan,
like
did you
this
ask
game.
Hood'em to? You know, you can ask Hood'em to hold mid while you or help push with you or hold back, and you and Dobo could like go and double down on the Sharky side, right? You know, you could do that. You could tell Hood'em, listen, I need you to hold off Salman and Fassel if you can, just on the mid side. Me and Dobo are going to like try to double down and end Sharky.
So that was kind of my question, or not even a question, but two, kind of my game plan is like you guys all fight in the middle, and I'm like, well, I'm just gonna go around the side if I can. Like, and I guess I don't communicate enough, but it's like, well, if I got 30 guys, everyone else's guys are in the middle, I'm gonna go take the left side and at least try, like, try and kill a couple people, take some villagers down, see if I can get to a town center.
Yeah, but you got to worry about retaliation, right? Because the moment you do that, and if you fail, like you've incited the other side to like double down on you, which is kind of what happened to you and basically ended you, right? So, you got ended, right? Because of your Fatoria was taken down. That's part of the objective, right? So if you
Yeah,
take down the
yeah.
enemy Fatoria, that's basically you're close to GG. But what I'm saying to Logan is he could. I don't think Logan leveraged Huram. Period. Especially with what I'm saying, and you know, the things sputtering. It should be impossible to sputter out. Not with Blue on your side. God damn it. You know, you should be able to say, Blue, can you hold this side while me and John just double down and do something here? You know, can you hold it? Ain't no way Khurram isn't gonna say no, right? But I don't think you leverage Khurram, dude. I mean, and that's what sucks is like you had a golden opportunity. So I would suggest that if you're ever on Blue side, see if you can ask Blue to help you out, with the strategy. But you have to come up with a plan first. You can't just like, hey, Blue, do. You can't say that. But if you say, I have this plan, really what we want to do is just double down and end Sharky, right? Just we want to take out. We have a plan to take out Fatoria. Dobo, go ahead and mass produce those Genitors. I'm gonna come with whatever house laws or something, right? And don't leave Quorum completely abandoned, but say, hey, listen, Quorum, I'm just going to be spotty in mid. Can you hold mid and like give me about 10 minutes here, right? Give me 10 minutes breathing space so that me and John can go and do some real damage. And that, I've done that, and that's partly the reason why whenever I'm on Quorum's side, you guys have a real hard time because I leverage Quorum by asking him, but I make the point, right? I don't come up without a plan. I say, hey, listen, I need you to hold down the fort here, right? Blue, I need you to hold down the fort, or say, hey, once again, Logan, when you're saying stuff like, well, then you guys were like doing a hit and run job. Yeah, actually, you could tell Blue, please help us not worry about. Can I ask you to drop at least a barracks or something, or create some sort of a presence next to our Fetorias, so that we don't have to worry about these hit and run jobs, right? And then do double down, but then you lose him kind of from mid because you're tasking him. My point being that whatever is hurting you the most, get Blue to help you. And it just sounds like you just squandered the opportunity. That's what's sad, because you literally, Hood'em could have just, Blue could have just easily done something. Now he's not going to aggress, right? I mean, he's just too good of a player. He's not going to like end us because you ask him to, but you could certainly ask him to hold the fort, which y'all never did, which is just tragic. And that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, and I agree with everything you said. I don't want to keep this too long because I'd like to play another game or two if we can. But yeah, no, I mean, that thing with me too, I felt like I was in great shape because I had the stone, and I just forgot that my building gets destroyed, I lose. Like when you guys were like, "Hey, you lost," I was like, "How? How did we lose?" Like, so I'm just part of that too because I just felt too confident and just wasn't helping enough because I kind of I forgot that like, oh, this building gets lost, then the game's over, which won't
Yeah, I hear
happen
you.
again. But
No worries,
part
no
of
worries.
that was
All right, game's
part
up,
of
dude.
it's like, yeah. I'm gonna